So we got the 160 spoilers, and it seems like this is going to be like a really important chapter. Like the main plot of the story here is pretty much being revealed, and the main significance of Yuji is being confirmed. Title of the chapter is Colony. Chapter starts with Kenjaku apologizing. He's talking to Sasaki, the girl from the occult research club that Itadori was in. She's in her futon, but the rest of the space around them is just black. Kenjaku explains to her that she's inside a barrier where people will have to kill each other, and asks if she wants to take part or not. He says that those like her who were in the barrier have permission to get out. Only once, so if she wants to, she'll be outside when she wakes up. Then she says, when I wake up, is this a dream? Then Kenjaku says, it's a little spell between a dream and reality. She gets up and Kenjaku takes her hand while they walk. Around them, it seems like giant cursed spirits are already going wild everywhere. After that, Kenjaku adds, I almost forgot to say this, but thanks for getting along with my son. On the next panel, the other member of the occult club is there, calling Sasaki's name, and she's awake. They're just outside the barrier, which is a big black circular right in the middle of the city. Apparently everyone there had the same dream, with Kenjaku taking him outside, but only Sasaki heard the thing about his son. She seems to have figured out he was talking about Itadori. Alright, so many revelations here. Let's go back a little and break down what we just read here. So first of all, Sasaki coming back. I was always curious about the occult research club characters because they're like really prominent in the first chapter / episode, and we like never see them again. And you know, it's understandable. That's actually maybe even common to battle manga. Like, you know, some ancillary characters that are kind of prominent in the beginning kind of just fade away quickly. But with Jujutsu Kaisen and Gege, I thought there'd be more significance to them, since for the most part he's used everything he's introduced, even like the smallest of characters and storylines. So I thought there probably would have been more significance to them, and it turns out that that's true because apparently Kenjaku was pulling their strings as well, because he says, you know, I forgot to say, but thanks for getting along with my son, obviously referring to Itadori, because the theory at this point is, which gets even stronger with this chapter, that Kenjaku planned for Yuji to find Sukuna's finger and eat it. So if that is in fact the plan, then I guess the occult research club would be included in that, since they were integral in the sequence of events that led to Yuji eating the finger. So it all makes sense, and Kenjaku is one of those 4D chess villains, so yeah. But let's go into the biggest thing here, and it's Kenjaku saying, thanks for getting along with my son. So that's it. That's like the confirmation that Yuji is in fact the son of Kenjaku. And I know some of you are thinking, well, we already knew that. Well, we did, but it wasn't like straight up said on the page. It was only heavily implied before that, with us seeing Yuji's mom with the Kenjaku stitches. So like I said, this is all kind of confirming the popular theory of what part of Kenjaku's plan was with Yuji, because he also said previously, you know, referring to people that he was going to include in the culling game, he talked about those he gave curse techniques and those he made as vessels for cursed objects, i.e. Yuji to become the vessel for Sukuna, which just makes the rabbit hole go deeper, because it's like, oh, I guess that confirms that Sukuna is in cahoots with Kenjaku, and that this was all planned, you know, like 1,000 years ago or whatever. And that probably explains how Sukuna became a cursed object in the first place, because maybe he was like legitimately defeated by someone, or like a team of sorcerers, and to avoid death he made like a deal with Kenjaku, who made him into a cursed object that would be eaten by a proper vessel in the future at some point. But also they would be involved in the culling game. It's all very interesting, and the entire plan and everything that goes into it needs like an entire video dedicated to itself. And also another thing about this is like, what does Sukuna get out of Kenjaku winning? Because they seem to have conflicting ultimate goals, if that makes sense. It's never been like explicitly made clear like what Sukuna wants, other than just like hedonism, I guess. But also another interesting thing about this sequence, besides the reveals, is how Kenjaku is like letting them off the hook here. He could have easily just killed them or left them to die, but he allowed them to escape. So just further showing the layers to Kenjaku, I guess. And also referring to Yuji as his son. That could mean that maybe he even has some kind of weird, deep, soft spot for Yuji, possibly. Probably not, but if it is, it's very, very faint. I mean, he is using him as a vessel for Sukuna after all. But anyway, let's continue with the summary. Scene shifts to Itadori and company, who can't find anyone named Angel on the player list. They figure it's not their real name. Yes, that is true. When this character was first introduced, their name was Hana Karusu. And I guess her nickname was Angel because she has like angel wings and a halo. They decide to split into teams to search inside each colony. Hikari and Panda going on the Tokyo 2 barrier, Fushiguro and Itadori going to Tokyo 1, and Kirara staying outside in case of emergency. Itadori is concerned about letting Sukuna near Fushiguro, but Fushiguro tells him to suck it up. Okay, so this is cool. This is like the, I guess, official beginning of them getting into the culling game here. And they're already splitting up, and it's nice to just read that Hikari is like actively working with them. To be honest, it was kind of a slog to get through that stretch of chapters where they were trying to convince him to join them. So I'm glad we're just at this point now. But I'm curious to see who finds the angel first. I guess it's gonna be Yuji and Fushiguro, but you know, maybe not. And Sukuna being mentioned here is funny because Gege like keeps doing that. Like he keeps reminding us that like Sukuna is interested in Fushiguro. He's been doing it for like the last 10 or 15 chapters or something. And it's like, yeah, we know that he's going to do something, that this is around the time where Sukuna could make another appearance. I mean, we saw him grin a couple chapters back. So it's like, you know, just be on the lookout. Sukuna is going to do something, you know, maybe soon. And hey, I hope he does. Whenever he shows up, the chapters just get so much better. Chapter ends as a Kogane apparently explains to people entering a barrier about the killing game and how they can't get out after going in. And the two teams accept it. Okay, so this is interesting. We've got a mystery group here joining the culling game, and they appear to be aware of what's going on and want in, so maybe they're sorcerers. Not sure if these are going to be significant characters, because I'm not sure if all of the people that were marked by Kenjaku were already inside of the barriers, or did some of them have to like go out and enter them manually. Not really sure, but that's pretty much it for the spoilers today, guys. Let me know what you think about them in the comments. What do you think's going on with Kenjaku's ultimate plan? And what do you think his relationship with Sukuna is? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. And who do you think is going to find Angel first? Let me know. And if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. See you in the next one.